Hello.
What's up, everybody? It's Erin.
And Nicole. This is Dude That's Fucked Up. Okay. Why are you wearing jammies? Are you going to tell us?
Yeah, I'm wearing pajamas right now. And they're like very obviously pajamas. They're like the classic.
I wanted to ask. Yeah, but I wasn't sure. And so I was like, do I say something? Is that offensive? What if it's just like a flowy shirt?
No, it's like.
Okay.
I got my full kit. Ow. I just hit my knee.
Oh, no.
I'm falling apart.
Don't hurt yourself.
Well, I'm wearing pajamas because I'm going to bed immediately after we record.
Why aren't you in bed recording this right now?
Right? I feel like that's like the next step for me, the way things are going. I finally feel better I think I've recovered from COVID fully, thank God. Mm-hmm. But no, I'm wearing pajamas mostly because I was thinking about this person the entire time I was doing research for this episode of the podcast. I was thinking about Joshua Jackson. Uh-huh. Because he's related sort of to what we're going to be talking about. Yeah. Pacey, Dawson's Creek. I don't know if you guys know. PC. As Katie Holmes used to say. So I bought these pajamas purely like from J. Crew, purely because of the campaign
with his wife.
Yeah, Jodie Turner-Smith.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh,
so
my
hot.
God.
So sweet. I love them both so much. And so this was like the pajamas she was wearing in one of the like, So this is how it's like almost like a conspiracy theory with all of the, different, all the different little things. I don't know.
I love it. Oh, so, yeah. My goodness.
I was just like indoctrinated by Joshua Jackson the entire time I was researching this. Influenced, if you will.
And you have a fancy cocktail. It even has a fucking garnish on it. Jesus.
Yeah, bitch, I put a strawberry on that shit.
Oh my God.
It's like a strawberry aperitif, so I'm just like,
Ooh, I love it. How like fruity and happy.
Mm-hmm. I'm striving for happiness just because shit is rough and I am unwell. Mentally unwell. I don't know.
I'm mentally unwell. Don't know that if you could tell something. No. And now I'm crazy. It's call me maybe. Get therapy maybe. And medication. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. No, we're fine. It's fine.
Fine. Feelings inside not expressed.
Oh, no, I express too many feelings. And then it's just like a snowball effect. And then I'm like, help, what do I do while he's trying to work all day?
Yeah. It's
he doesn't know how to deal with me.
Yeah. It's let me tell you something. If you have kids right now, I know you're in the same boat as me. It is a bad time. Every single one of my friends who has one or more children is struggling so hard right now. Like, I can't even tell you like how horrible it is. Like, it is so hard.
Is it like under a certain age or it's just everyone?
No, it's everyone. Like, I know people who have like, teenagers, kids who are adults, like, that's their own thing. But like, people who have children who are still like living in their homes with them. Like,
it's a lot.
It doesn't matter if they're, 14 or 4. Like, it's very hard right now. So,
because we're not getting breaks. No one's getting breaks. There's no fun things happening, at least not in my household. And it's just like every day's the same.
Yeah, every day's the same. I have not been like today I feel like is well, it wasn't even today. Like just like within the past couple hours, I've been feeling like normal again a little bit, like health wise. So
yeah,
that's all clearing up. And that is just such a huge, that takes you down mentally when you're physically, your physical health is not on par. So,
right.
It's a hard time. So if you're in that same boat, Godspeed and bless you.
Oh my God, bless.
We're not going to talk about any of that shit though anymore because we're going to escape for just a short while here.
We're going to talk about other shit.
We're going to talk about Joshua Jackson. No, I don't know.
I wish.
I wish, yeah. But we'll get to why that's relevant in a moment. But before we do we have any business?
Check out our Patreon. We are just gearing up for January and planning out our content and stuff. So, and we posted such fun content in December. So anyway, it's patreon.com/DTFU podcasts.
Check that
Extra
out.
Fun content that you could check out.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Any biz? Anything fucked up?
So I'm opting to read a funny headline for my fucked up of the week, but because it was the funniest, most fucked up thing I've read in quite some time, and I sent this to you the other night.
Yeah,
I was like in bed, like crying, laughing, like literally, like tears are streaming down my face, and I'm like shaking reading it. Okay.
I just was so excited about it. Like I just was like, oh, like I let my energy kind of like get up,
Yeah.
And then my sister-in-law sent it to me yesterday, and I was delighted all over. So I can't wait to talk about it a third time.
Yes. Well, we didn't properly talk about it.
We didn't talk about it. We just texted.
We just texted, and we're like sending like emojis back and forth, and like So okay. The headline is from the New York Post.
Okay.
And the headline reads, I tried reading this out loud to DJ when I found it, and I couldn't get it out.
Same to Pete.
Okay. I might not be able to do right now.
So good.
Okay. 90-Day Fiancé star retires from selling farts after heart attack scare. Let me just preface it by saying she did not have a heart attack. She's totally fine. And that's why it's funny.
And the image that came with it is of like a young, cute influencer woman. It's not like the guy. It's not like the greasy hair guy that's like short. It's not like, it's not like one of the guys that like got a foreign bride and brought her over and they look exactly how you think.
You're not allowed to sell farts online if you're like less than a 8. You know what I mean? Like nobody's gonna buy.
Who's policing that? No, you're allowed. You're not gonna make any money.
No, nobody's gonna buy them. Yeah, that's right.
Why are people buying these hot lady farts? Do they think they smell like something other than a fart?
I don't know what people do. I don't know why. I don't, no judgment, but like, I wish I was this hot that I could sell farts online.
Bitch, sell your farts. Someone's out there gonna buy them. There's an audience for everything.
I mean, obviously.
You put those jammies on. You put those silk jammies on. These are silk J. Crew farts. These are
I'm pretty sure this is not silk.
These are aperitif farts. These are strawberry aperitif farts. You just put a lot of bubbly water also in your aperitif, and then
I do. I put pineapple. Pineapple sparkling water.
Oh my God!
Strawberry aperitif. Listen, it's honestly like such an accomplishment. I bless this woman. But
what do you think the jars look like?
I don't know. I feel like they're like cute.
Not a mason jar.
No, it's like, I don't know. I think it's like a custom like crock. A custom fart jar.
Is she buying like wholesale Tupperware and then like farting into that? Or is she buying like glass? Like is she it's gotta be glass.
It's glass. It's like, vacuum sealed. Like,
does she use a funnel? Like, how does she get the fart in there?
Listen, I don't know. I feel like she toots and just You know? I don't know.
I'm no so fascinated by the logistics.
I am too. But so she's fine, everybody. Don't worry.
Oh, right. Okay.
But the first line from the from the New York Post story is, she had a fart attack. And my inner 12-year-old boy has never been more delighted. So she basically, I guess what happened was, so her name's Stephanie Matto.
Mm-hmm.
She makes more than $50,000 a week selling her farts, first of all.
Shut the fuck up.
This is what I'm saying. This is like a fucking accomplishment, and I like bless her and get that money, babe. Like I'm so impressed. I truly have never been more rooted harder
these?
for a tutor.
Oh my God. Rooting for the tootin'.
Rooting for the tootin'. Okay, so what had happened was she got real sick. She felt really sick. She had chest pains and thought they were a symptom of a heart attack. But she got to the hospital, went through a bunch of tests, including blood work and an EKG, and the result was that her pain was the result of her steady diet of gas-inducing beans and eggs. She ate too many beans and eggs.
The more you eat, the more you toot. So it goes, you know.
We taught Jack the beans, magical fruit, and he sings it all the time. It's the greatest thing in the world.
You gotta get that on video and send it to me.
Absolutely.
Oh my
God.
But
I just have never been more delighted by a quote unquote news story in my entire life. And I'm gonna start selling my farts online because
I think do it. Do you have to do like an OnlyFans thing where you show like is it kind of like an NFT or something where you also send them the video of you farting into the jar?
I actually don't think that's how NFTs work, but
no, but you know it's like or like with a baseball card, like if you buy it in a frame, how it like comes
a certificate of authenticity.
Yeah, like is the video the certificate of authenticity? That's what an NFT kind of is. It's like a certified.
It's
original.
Like a receipt saying that you own something.
And it's like a limited edition. And it's like an original or whatever.
Which is the dumbest thing ever.
I know. Oh my God.
Somebody explained it on Reddit. Like you bought a receipt for like saying that you own the Mona Lisa. But all that happens with that receipt is somebody sticks it in a utility closet that nobody else can find and nobody cares about. It's pretty funny.
It's like buying a star or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's MLM
like, you own that.
For like weird
for like internet stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
MLM for incels. ML incel.
Oh dear. Anyway, so what's your fucked up of the week?
Well, so I don't have anything.
Okay.
I mean, you know, it's just all the normal stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Fucking woe is me. Everything is bad.
You can woe yourself to me anytime.
Yeah.
Woe was me yourself to me. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I know what you mean. But I loved that fart story. It was so good. And those tweets that you sent me that came along with it.
Oh yeah.
People are just like, oh, all the big business putting the mom and pop fart stores out of business.
Somebody tweeted, it's always hard to see a dedicated fart smith hang it up, but you got to look after yourself first. Selling farts is a young person's game. My uncle kept going even after we begged him to stop and died of a massive hemorrhage. Prayers up. The mom and pop fart shops, or somebody else tweeted, the mom and pop fart shops are getting put out of business by national fart chains.
There's something mom and pop fart shop is. It's just kids. It's so funny.
Anyway,
well, let's just get into our topic for today.
Right.
I think it's so fun.
Yeah, and the reason I kept bringing up Joshua Jackson is because he was in a little film called, I don't know if any of you all remember this movie, The Skulls.
Oh, and also talk about farts. about
a very, very, very low score on Rotten Tomatoes. It is a 9% on.
I was gonna rewatch it today for this, and then
I know I was too.
And Pete was like, "It has a 9%," and I was like, "Oh, I don't want to go back."
Well, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna watch this," and I like went to like go see if I could find it anywhere to watch. I'd have to rent it for like $4 fucking. No. I'm not spending $4 on caca, you know.
Yeah.
Like
I've heard it hasn't aged well, so it's not even worth it.
Yeah, and also when I would like went to like the preview for it, it like showed me the whole fucking movie anyway. It was like, you know,
you saw it,
and I was like, okay, that's all I needed to know. Anyway, so Joshua Jackson is in this movie called The Skulls. Mm-hmm. The Skulls is about a real secret society. Okay, this terrible movie, The Skulls, is about a real secret society called the Skull and Bones Society.
Yeah.
And it is a secret society that is at Yale University, like the Ivy League, very expensive, fancy college. And it's like a real thing. Skull and Bones is also referred to as Bones or the Order or Order 322 or the Brotherhood of Death, that's what you should fucking call that shit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking metal. That sounds hard as shit. Like it's cool. Like
I know.
So
I don't want to like ruin it for anyone, but like it's gonna sound metal for a while. Just know it is not. It is like janky as fuck. It's like embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah. This is it's a old ass secret society. It's an undergraduate senior secret society. Like I said, at Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut. And by the way, there are tons of secret societies at colleges. Like every college in the country probably has like a few on campus. I personally know a couple people. Well, one person who is in a secret society at a college in Washington, D.C. Dang. I won't say the name of it or anything. I won't even allude to it, but I do know a person who is in a secret society. So at college.
We probably know, I'm sure we know people who have been in them. They don't talk about them. That's why they're a secret.
Exactly. I mean, the only reason we know about it is because they had to get a specific tattoo, and it was like, what is this? Where did this come from? And they're like, oh, it's like, I'm in this like thing.
Your friend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Skull and Bones. I'm like, no, I think we know because like so many presidents and like high profile people have been in it. But I was like, I didn't see a tattoo thing.
No.
Oh, that's fine.
Anyway, yeah. So there's tons of these secret societies at colleges. They just are like, you know, clubs basically. And I'm sorry to say that they basically all started, almost all of them, not all of them. But the oldest ones all started as a way for white men to build up a network of fellow racist, sexist, weird, rich dicks on their super exclusive college campuses in peace. Like it wasn't enough that they were already in this like upper echelon of
super privileged
collegiate, you know, life. They
academia.
Yeah, they also like were like within that system were like, we need to like find the cream of the crop in their little personal weirdo worlds. And network within it. So
ultimately, because they wanted, this is maybe wasn't like the purpose, but it's like ultimately to foster money and power and like keep it in the family. You could say,
yeah. So and first of all, Yale University is extremely old. It's one of the oldest schools
in the United States.
Yeah. Skull and Bones was founded in 1832.
Dude.
And it was that's like very long time ago.
Yeah.
It was founded in 1832 after a dispute among Yale debating societies, the Linonia, the Brothers in Unity, and the Calliopean Society. These are all debating societies. They were
nerd alert.
Nerd alert. They were all debating amongst themselves.
Oh my God. People who love to hear themselves talk. I can't relate.
Like, you know that all these people would have just been like fucking obsessed with Twitter, just
Oh,
saying their,
yeah.
opinions about everything constantly.
Firing them off.
Anyway, they got in a debate over that season's Phi Beta Kappa Awards / induction ceremony, I guess.
Yeah.
Which, calm down. This
I know.
reminds me of like the episode we did on Tycho Brahe. How he got in a fucking fight over a math problem. Like, people were just like fighting over whatever, okay?
I mean, these dudes weren't fucking. Let's just say that, first of all.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
No, I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of like, okay, I'm sorry, all the debate teams are having an argument. It's like, they're just hard all the time because this is like what they live for. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Well, there's two theories. So like I went in this like little rabbit hole around how this started. And so there's two theories as to exactly what happened around this time, and I don't think either of them have been proven, but we can,
because it was so long ago and nobody gives a fuck.
It was so long ago and no one cares about all those old dead people. So
and their dumbass nerd fight.
And their debate and their dispute and their debate where they disputed. Oh my God. Okay. Well, the first theory is that this whole Skull and Bones secret society was born out of dissatisfaction with the school and its curriculum. So like at Yale, all these dudes were like, this education is not top shelf enough. So we're going to create a secret society and teach ourselves.
We're going to do our own research. Truly.
Which I guess it checks out. At first I was like, yeah, right. Now I'm like, oh no, these were some fucking nerds. They're like, actually, we'd like to teach ourselves how to
Do you know
debate.
who my father is? Like saying that to the fucking history teacher who they like thought was too poor to like teach them correctly. Oh my God.
Too progressive or whatever. It's just like all these shitty dudes just are like, well, we don't care about changing the world. We just want to make money.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first theory. The second is that, okay, so Phi Beta Kappa, so that is at the time was a secret literary and philosophical society. So they were all kind of like arguing with each other to see who would get nominated into this secret society. And I think that's where like the infighting started.
Gotcha.
And it was already present on several collegiate campuses, and during this time was being disbanded in campuses across the U.S. because there was increasingly an anti-Mason sentiment, which was also to say anti-secret society. And this movement began in 1826 when a man named William Morgan infiltrated the Freemasons and subsequently went missing after he was like a town drunk and he got arrested, and they went and a bunch of Masons went and bailed him out, and then he disappeared. He was never seen again. And so he was like maybe murdered. Like some mafia shit.
I want to look into that shit.
Me too. I mean, it's pretty much that. I don't know how many more details there is. Maybe there's more, but what the article I read was short. But so there was this like anti-Mason sentiment around this time. And so all the colleges were like, we don't want to fuck with that. Like it could be trouble for us. So leading up to 1832, Yale was trying to forcibly unmask PBK and all of their members, and the members refused. They're like, no, we're not going to share that information with you. We'll just disband. Like we won't have it anymore, but we're not going to tell you who's in it. We're not going to tell you what goes on here, but we won't have it anymore. And Harvard's chapter, in an attempt to counteract the anti-Masons sentiment, they publicly shared secrets of the PBK at the time. They just narked. They were just like, we're just going to lay it all out for you. We don't care about secrets. And it's like, I don't think you're supposed to do this, but okay.
It's all so dumb. Oh my God.
It's also dumb. But anyway, yeah, everybody's like fighting tooth and nail to not give up these secrets, at least on the Yale campus. And ultimately, like long story short, the second theory is that the Skull and Bones was basically what was PBK and was already kind of like an underground fraternity secret society, but they went deeper underground.
Got it. Yeah. So they took this like Greek society, like secret society, Phi Beta Kappa,
honor
and then
club,
and then they were like, okay, we're just like it's not gonna exist anymore. We're gonna turn it into Skull and Bones. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting,
mm-hmm.
and I think that's probably the correct version of what happened because that would make sense. But yeah, so one of the students, William Huntington Russell.
Oh, what a name.
Of course, that's his name. He spent some time in Germany and was like, there was tons of like brotherhood type clubs that were happening in Germany at that time.
Yeah.
It was like, Enlightenment kind of time. And like everybody was like just all into esoteric shit. And it was very, everybody just wanted to be part of something.
Yeah.
So he was like really interested in this shit and was like, I'm just going to do my own thing when I am at Yale. That sounds sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And he and Alfonso Taft co-founded the Order of the Skull and Bones.
Mm-hmm.
And the quick name check, Alfonso Taft is the father of William Howard Taft, one of our presidents.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a few different iterations of this club. It was also called the Eulogian Club at some point. And that's Eulogia is the Greek goddess of eloquence.
I mean, if this isn't a bunch of debate nerds who want to just like be commended for their talking at each other, I don't know what is. You know what I mean?
And like their like naming of stuff. It's like I love to name things too, but like all right.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, this is just all to say again that this Skull and Bones started underground as a secret society of a bunch of wealthy, well-connected white men to have space to network and gain more wealth and power. Like this is really ultimately all this is.
Yeah.
And we have some fun stuff, but before we get to that, we're going to talk a little bit more about like basic information of this society.
Yeah.
So members are known as bonesmen, members of the order, or initiated to the order. The name Skull and Bones is allegedly inspired by two German phrases. The first one is, who was the fool, who the wise man, beggar, or king? And the second is, whether poor or rich, all are equal in death. So, I mean, it has its philosophical roots. It feels, it feels like it was a place where they could all come and like chill and ask each other questions, but also maybe just hang out and smoke cigars.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like, listen, like all young 20-somethings who are like idealistic and trying to shape themselves and, know that they have the privilege and the capital and the power behind them to become the next shapers of the world. They probably had some, very good intentions and like, we're all about like philosophical debate and stuff. And that's great.
Yeah.
Great. But of course, it was probably just all a bunch of hot air and who's to say?
Who's to say? Truly.
Yeah.
Well, okay. You mentioned 322 or Order of 322 or 322, the order.
Yeah. This is like this number 322 is just like something that is associated with Skull and Bones. Like it's like on their crests and shit. Like
it's their magic number. Mm-hmm. It's their lucky number, perhaps. And allegedly, and all of this is going to be heavily caveated with allegedly because as with any good member of a secret society, when information is shared with outsiders, it's always anonymous and it's like you can never truly confirm. Like like reporters don't go in there. Like it's like locked down. You can't get in there.
Yeah, you're not allowed into their like inner sanctum unless you actually are part of the club. Like And they're not allowed to talk about it. Like members aren't allowed to talk about it outside of like any of the like rituals or anything that they do.
Yes.
Anything that they talk about outside of the walls of their little clubhouse.
And if they do, it's totally anonymous because no one wants to like have the brotherhood shun them, and then all of a sudden they're like unsuccessful or whatever.
Yeah. Again, this all started from very powerful like people who were members of families that were leading the country, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so 322 allegedly refers to the year 322 BCE when the Lamian War ended with the death of Demosthenes?
Sure.
And Athenians were made to dissolve their government and establish a plutocratic system in its stead. And so what that meant is that only those people who possessed 2,000 drachmas, which is like their money, I would imagine, or more, could remain citizens. So it was really an elite society that was born out of this ending of this war, and only people that had enough wealth could stay and remain and be part of the citizenship, and everybody else probably had to be enslaved or sent off to die, which is gross. Ew.
Yeah, like the fact that they like hold up, as part of their like lore, this
year
ideal
is
very strange. So that's a first, we don't
like
we're not
that.
into plutocracies here, sirs.
But it makes sense, right?
That they would be into that. Yeah.
Yeah, that they would be into it, and it would be like a tenet of their like foundation.
Yeah. Yeah. That you have to have money to be a member of society. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. And a member of their club. Like you have to meet these standards.
Totally.
Okay. And then I think you also said it's for undergrads. It's only for seniors. So you have to be in your senior year of your undergraduate degree. And people are inducted in April of every year. And the Bones take only 15 people each year. And I say people...
They do like a little tapping ceremony, like where they like say like I don't know what like the whole process is.
Oh my God.
It's like
I have some intel.
Yes.
I can't wait to talk about it. Okay. We're going to talk about it in a little bit.
Okay.
Also, their frat house on campus is known as the Tomb, which also makes me think of like a bunch of farts in a box because there's no windows. Like it's like,
dude, really?
It's like, it's just like one big square fart jar. And it's a 2-story windowless building for the most part. I mean, there's like a couple thin windows, and it casts like a very ominous shadow. Yeah. Like, because it's a big, scary tomb-looking building.
It's like literally made with like the architecture of that was like popular at the time. This like Egyptian kind of revival, like architecture that was popular, and it just like is very stark and it's, Yeah.
It
looks like a tomb.
Yeah, and it's like, very well-known building on campus, and like people are like, "Oh, there it is." Like it looks significant,
Yeah.
Okay, so also inside the tomb is it's decorated with this. Again, this is apparently like this has been shared anonymously. It's decorated with real skulls, both human and animal, and there's like sconces everywhere and weird tapestries and shit. Like it's supposed to look like kind of like goth, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's an inner temple. So like in the middle of this building, there's they have their own little temple, which is like their ceremonial room, aka they call it room 322.
Mm-hmm. Of course I do.
Of course. But like people have seen it inside, and everybody who's willing to talk about it is like, no, you guys, like it looks just like a fucking dorm. It's like, it's not this elegant gothic place that y'all think it looks like. Like it is run down. It's like there's probably a Pink Floyd poster on the wall somewhere. Like it looks like a college dorm.
That 22-year-old dudes are like farting in. Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's like a 22-year-old fart box. And for dudes. And now women. More on that later, allegedly.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But okay. it also makes me think of like, you know, if you're joining something like that and you're all excited to see it and you're like getting your hopes, like you're just like getting really excited about it, and then you go inside and it's like, I was trying to think of like what's like the Rainforest Cafe but like a step lower, where it's like you think it's gonna be this cool fun.
I think it's like like I think it's like the Haunted Mansion, but like not even as cool. You know what I mean? Like at Disneyland, it's like,
yeah,
you know,
well, that's good and well decorated and magical. So like, what's the lesser of the Haunted Mansions? Like, that's what I'm trying to think is like, or it's like I think it's like, you know how like medieval times, like you always wanted to go to medieval times? It's the Buffalo Bills, like down the street that no one ever went to or talks about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, remember how McDonald's used to have like those huge trees in the middle of the dining room?
No.
With like that like talk to you and shit. Oh, you know what it's like? It's like Bullwinkles. That's what, you know, that's another.
Oh, it's like you want to go to Disneyland, but you went to Bullwinkles.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. That checks out. Okay. So it's just, it's whatever a notch down from like what would be tastefully and coolly decorated would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just like worn down and just, it looks its age. Like
it's not even. Yeah, it's like not even campy. You know what I mean? No. It's like it's just like
run down.
Yeah,
I'm basic.
It's old as fuck. Yeah,
it's old as fuck. I didn't mean to disparage Casa Bonita. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. No. Okay. So also, this is such a fucking weird detail.
Oh yeah, this is weird.
Okay, inside the tomb, time is 5 minutes ahead of everybody else's time. So like all the clocks in the tomb are 5 minutes fast. And they call it barbarian time. And that is the time that you live by while you're in the tomb. Everything is set to 5 minutes faster.
Yeah, so I guess if you have like a meeting that you're supposed to be there for, you're not going by the clock. Like you're going by 5 minutes faster than the clock.
Yeah.
Out, you know, like a normal watch, you know, I don't know.
Like if the meeting's at 8 p.m., then if the Bones and Skulls meeting's at 8 p.m., you have to be there at 7:55.
Yeah, that's what time.
That's 8 p.m. in the tomb. Like, it's so weird.
So dumb.
It's just so dumb. It's just like, why? You don't need to do this. And if you're in the order, obviously you're not supposed to acknowledge it. But of course, like with the internet and you know, media and communication being what it is today, people find out who have been, you know, we know who's been in it that are like prominent. And so they'll acknowledge it, but then they'll be like, that's as much as I can say. And last fun fact, it's allegedly dry. You're not allowed to drink in I keep calling it in the secret society, like in the tomb.
Ugh.
Yeah. I know.
How boring.
I know, but you know, they're trying to be, I mean, maybe it's for the best for some of them.
Well, along with, so there's some very prominent members who have been in Skull and Bones over the centuries.
Yeah.
Along with presidential advisors, hedge fund founders, Supreme Court justices, U.S. treasurers, media company founders, etc. Mm-hmm. These are some of the biggest names that have been in the society.
You read it how I wrote it. I said these have been some of the bigger names to bone.
I just like was reading so fast.
I know.
So good. The biggest names to bone.
These are the biggest names to bone.
Oh my God. Well, of course, William Howard Taft.
Yeah.
His father was one of the people who founded the society. So, and William Howard Taft was the 27th president of the United States. His father was no slouch either. I think his father was like in the government. I think he was like Secretary of Defense or I don't know, some shit like that. Some high ranking government official.
I mean, I don't know that we could confirm this, but I don't think anyone coming out of here is important in some way. Like,
100%.
You know, it's like you're too well connected. You're too
big to fail.
Too big.
Well, William Howard Taft was the 27th president of the United States. His nickname was Old Bill and Big Lub during his Yale days. Hilarious.
Yeah.
And within the secret society, he was given the title Magog, which, so there is like, we'll go into all this in a minute, but like there was several nicknames that were that you were given like as a tradition, basically, that were passed down like to each incoming, iteration of the society.
Yeah.
And like his dad was one of the founders, so he was like
a legacy or whatever. Like, isn't that what they call it when like you go to school where your parent went to school? This is only for like very rich, wealthy, powerful people. But like you're a legacy if you get in based on some of the merit that your parent went there or your grandfather bought a library there or whatever the fuck.
And when your dad founds the actual whole secret society, you're definitely in there. So
you have to. You can't avoid it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, so that's Old Bill.
Yeah.
And then Walter Camp, who is the father of American football and the founder of the NCAA.
Oh my God. Okay, I just want to say, like, this guy basically saw rugby and was like, I don't think so. Like, not interested. And, piggybacked off of that to create American football as we know it today. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, that's kind of cool. But then also I was like, great. So we have him to thank for, like, sweaty, shirtless, drunk men, like, screaming at each other on Sundays and acted like children. And that's where we're at.
Yep.
I don't know. It's like, who cares?
Yeah. And also, like, man, football itself is horrifyingly scary to watch these days.
Oh my God. Also, I hate the NFL. I hate the NFL. I just have so many problems with it, but that's for another day.
Yeah. A dude named Lyman Spitzer, who was an astrophysicist whose ideas led to the creation of the Hubble Space Telescope, which we all know and love and is still out there taking pictures.
That's cool.
Henry Luce, founder of Time Magazine. And then this guy, James Jesus Angleton, who was one of the founders of the CIA.
Oh.
Yeah. And because he was part of the secret society, a whole host of conspiracy theories are just so easy to, like, come from this.
Yes.
And then we got the old George H.W. Bush.
41st president.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then his son, George W. Bush, our 43rd president. And he was in there too.
He was a legacy. I mean, obviously, because his dad was in it. But, like, also I was just thinking about the fact that he even went to Yale. And it's, like, so weird to think about some of these Ivy League schools and, like, how they're two schools. Like, one part of it is that it's a bunch of very smart, very driven, very ambitious kids who worked really hard to get into that school. And on the other side, it's George W. Bush, who got into that school because his dad went there and probably donated money and whatever. Like,
and he was like, he drank his way through his college years. Like, I know that he was a fun fucking dude to be around.
People like him. Like, he is all, sources say that he's a very fun, likable guy. I mean, like, and he just shouldn't have ever been president, and he probably shouldn't have gone to Yale. Like, but that's what these Ivy League schools are. They're like two schools in one. It's very odd.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. And another bone was John Kerry, who ran against George W. Bush in 2004.
Dude, that's wild to me.
There's some like crazy interviews with both of them where like the interviewer talks to them. He's like, oh, like they're
You're both
brings
bones.
up you're both bones. Like what's going on?
Yeah.
Both boners. And they both are like, we can't talk about it. Like jokingly, they're like, oh, we can't talk about it.
But
like,
not jokingly, because they never talk about it. Like literally, you can't find any any interviews where they talk about it. Yeah. But it's also interesting because there's an oath that they all take to uphold, basically, the oath is that they will do everything in their power to help fellow skull and bone members. Like
boners,
boners, to help the fellow boners. They will uphold the boners.
To keep the boners up.
Yeah, they will keep boners upright, keep them successful, keep them hard working. And, they will, and so this is in conflict, which is so fascinating to me. And I bet the whole society was abuzz during that time. And I want to know about that,
Like the alumni trust that, under, is holding up the entire thing was probably like, oh, this is weird. We got 2 of our dudes running for president. Yeah.
Yep.
Frederick Wallace Smith, who is the founder of FedEx.
Oh my gosh.
Tons of other CEOs, tons of other people you've heard of for sure.
Yeah.
There's so many people were a part of this. That's just a few of the most influential, I think.
Okay, I want to talk about nicknames real quick because you mentioned there's a tradition of they're kind of getting superlatives within the society, and that could be one nickname you have, but also everybody gets a nickname.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of...
This is what I love about it.
Me too.
This is my favorite thing.
Me too. And I found something so funny and oh my God. Okay. So, a very fun part of the Bones is that everyone gets a nickname and they are stupid. Okay. I would liken it to AIM usernames. So people had Big Richard 69 or as one of our friends had Moby D. That's how they would say it. Moby D. And that stood for Mobig Dick. It's all dick stuff. Okay. Yeah. Or 69s or whatever, pussy, whatever. Okay. So there's an article that The Atlantic published. It's incredible. It's by Secrets of the Tomb author Alexandra Robbins. She's done so many books. She's published a ton of books on fraternities and sororities and specifically this secret society, Skull and Bones.
Amazing.
Yeah. And so in 2000, they published this article and it was all about George W., Knight of Eulogia. That's the title of it. And I'm going to read an excerpt of it. And this is just about nicknames. Okay.
Okay.
I love it. Okay. New members of Skull and Bones are assigned secret names by which fellow bonesmen, or boners if you're us, will forever know
Boner
them.
if you're nasty. And I am, bitch.
And I am. Okay. Some boners receive traditional names denoting function or existential status. Others are the chosen beneficiaries of names that their boner predecessors wish to pass on. The leftover initiates choose their own names.
Oh.
The name Long Devil is assigned to the tallest member. Boaz, short for Beelzebub, goes to any member who is a varsity football captain. Those are examples of the tradition. If you're the tallest guy, you don't get to pick a name. You're Long Devil. That's it.
Yeah. And if you're the captain of the football team, whatever, you're Boaz. These names are constant. They stay in the tradition of the initiation.
They're there every round. Yeah. Okay. And then if you're not the tallest or on the varsity football captain, whatever, then you choose your own names. And many of those names are drawn from literature. So Hamlet, Uncle Remus, from religion and from mythology. The banker Lewis Lapham, who was a member of the Skull and Bones, passed on his name, Sancho Panza, to the political advisor Tex McCrary. Avril Harriman was Thor. Henry Lucy, or Luce, or whatever his name is, Luce, was Baal. McGeorge Bundy was Odin. The name Magog, which we mentioned earlier that William Taft had, the president, that's traditionally assigned to the incoming bonesman deemed to have had the most sexual experience. Ew. And Gog goes to the new member with the least sexual experience. So it's like Magog and Gog.
Yeah, we got a Magog over here. This guy.
Okay, so William Howard Taft and
he touched a boob one time, so he's Magog.
Has anyone here touched two boobs? No. Okay, so who's touched a right boob? Who's touched a left boob? Then it's like we have to like narrow it down, you know. So William Howard Taft and Robert Taft were Magogs, and so was George Bush. Not sure which one. I think it's W.
I could see that.
But ew. Okay, and this is my most fun fact.
It would be if it was HW more. Oh my God.
It would be what?
It would be worse if it was HW.
Yeah. I mean, George Bush wasn't a bad looking young person, right?
No. I mean, listen, he is a war criminal, okay?
I think he's awful, but I'm saying is he attractive? Maybe.
When he was young, I think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh my God. No, he's so problematic, but does he fuck? You know, that's what we're here to ask.
George W. Bush fucked, yeah.
Did he Magog the pussy?
The pussy was Magog for HW.
You know how drag queens say, I'm gagged. I'm gogged.
I'm Magogged. Oh, Magog. I hate this whole entire line of fucking weird shit we've gone on about.
I know.
George Bush.
I know. We still hate him. Okay.
Impeach my Bush, okay?
Okay. All right. But here's my favorite name that was ever picked. So Chief Justice Potter Stewart allegedly chose the name Crapo.
Why? Why? Sir.
Call me Fart Jar. Call me Fart Jar Binks. They all
call me shit ass. Like, dude, what? Fuck. Okay. Fucking Crapo, you weirdo. Jesus.
Oh my God. It's like, oh, my abs hurt. Oh my God, I have abs.
An ab.
Oh, I think I just found my abs. Oh my God. It's so funny. Also, wait, I thought I maybe deleted this, but okay. Another fun fact about George Bush, and just like to show how stupid he is. Okay. He didn't take his dad's skull and bones names, which was like, who cares? Cause he was Magog, but also that was like his like superlative or whatever, I think.
Yeah.
And then you could also have like a regular name. Because there was multiple Magogs. Like, you know, if there was a bunch of alumni, it's like we're all Magogs. So you still had to have like a personalized name. But he took too long to pick his. He didn't take his dad's, and he could have. And he was like, I don't like it or whatever. And so he couldn't decide. And so everyone just called him Temporary.
Oh my God.
What a fucking idiot.
That's so funny.
It's so good. God. It's so on brand.
Oh my God.
Do we wish it was Crapo? 1,000%.
Yeah.
Okay. And then just about initiations, I want to read this other part from the Atlantic article because it's also just so funny and wild. And there's just a lot happening. Okay.
I love it.
So this is about initiations from the same Atlantic article I mentioned earlier. The initiation ceremony held in April involves as many alumni or patriarchs as possible, one of whom in each instance serves as a supervisor known as Uncle Toby.
So embarrassing. It's the fucking dorkiest shit ever.
The inner temple is cleared of furniture except for 2 chairs and a table, and bonesmen past and present assemble. Uncle Toby in a robe.
I'm like picturing like a fucking like robe from Sears or something.
A terry cloth robe. Yeah. I'm picturing the uncle from Home Alone that like yells at Kevin. Like that's Uncle Toby.
Jerk. We sing that all the time.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So Uncle Toby's in his robe. Okay. Then the next person comes in to assist, and that's the shortest senior, or what they call him, Little Devil.
Short King, we stand.
And he's wearing a satanic costume, not a robe. And then a bonesman with a deep voice in a Don Quixote costume.
Like fucking pantaloons? What are we talking here? Oh my God.
Does he have like a mustache? Like a curl?
I love this.
Oh my God.
Oh, this fucking rules, dude.
It's so funny. God. Okay, a bonesman with a deep voice in a Don Quixote costume, one in papal vestments, like the Pope.
Yeah.
Another dressed as Elihu Yale, maybe that's the founder of Yale.
Uh-huh.
And then 4 of the brawniest in the role of quote-unquote shakers, and a crew of extras wearing skeleton costumes and carrying noisemakers.
Dude, this rules. Oh my God.
Okay, so it's like this whole fucking staged drama production. Like, it's like freshman drama 101. It's so so cheesy. Okay, according to the initiation script, Uncle Toby, and this is in quotes, sounds like the only sane person in the room.
What?
Go figure. As an initiate enters the room, patriarch standing outside the inner temple shout, "Who is it?" And the shakers bellow the initiate's name. That's why they're there. They're like the chorus men. Okay, the shakers are like the chorus men.
Okay.
And then the patriarchs echo. So the shakers are like, "It's temporary," and then and then they're like, temporary, whatever. Okay. Then the shakers push the initiate toward the table where the secrecy oath has been placed, and he is enjoined to read. Like they're all like chanting. And the shakers then half carry the initiate to a picture of Eulogia, and the bonesmen shriek, "Eulogia! And after another trip back to the oath, the shakers fire the initiate towards a picture of a woman. They like push him, and that the bonesmen's call connubial bliss. And that is when, because connubial bliss is a thing, they recount their sexual history. So the like part of the initiation is like they make you talk about everyone you've had sex with and like what happened. It's like everyone just wants boners.
Ew, these people are weird, man.
This is some fucking Kaniki and Grease shit. They're like, tell me more. Uncle Toby's like, tell me more, and his robe's kind of open, and it's like really upsetting.
Ew, I hate this. What, dude, fucking, this is so dumb. Oh my God, this is weird shit. This is like some Scientology shit.
It's Scientology. It's freshman drama. It's so many dumb fucking things.
I love how they're all dressed up like idiots, though. This is great. Oh my
I love
God.
Uncle Toby. I mean, the fact that they just call someone that is so hysterical.
Like normcore ass name. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, so yeah, it's very weird, and there's also rumors, but this has never been, confirmed. There's rumors that the initiation requires some sort of part of like after you've told about all your sexual escapades in your connubial bliss, which sounds like a term from Scientology.
Yeah.
Apparently you have to like lay in a coffin and masturbate.
Okay.
But everybody vehemently denies this, and of course they do, because like you're not gonna admit to this. Like,
oh my God,
you know what I mean?
Woo, a bunch of repressed nerds. I love it.
Isn't that wild?
Oh my God, that is so intense. Wow.
Yeah.
God, please. My prayer is that we just get a fucking hidden camera video of one of these initiations. Please, God.
I would
love that.
Too.
I would love that for us.
I know.
As a society.
I know.
Okay. Well, so all those like traditions and like core like things are all very silly. Another really dumb fucking thing that they do that is just so juvenile and weird. They have a reputation. The Skull and Bones Society has a reputation for stealing keepsakes from other Yale societies or from campus buildings.
Rude.
And they it's like so dumb. They call this practice, quote, crooking, and strive to outdo each other's crooks. So this is like senior prank shit kind of level.
Oh
thing.
my God. It's also like, isn't it funny? We could buy anything we want, but let's go steal stuff.
Steal it.
Yeah, it's like, oh God. Ugh, so juvenile.
Yeah. So this shit is like serious though. They've been accused of possessing the stolen skulls of Martin Van Buren, another one of our presidents, Geronimo, the like famous Apache warrior, and Pancho Villa, the like general from the Mexican-American War.
Oh my goodness.
That's Pancho Villa. Yeah, so legend has it, this is about Geronimo, by the way. Legend has it that Prescott Bush, George Bush's granddad, and several fellow boners dug up the grave of Geronimo in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, where they were stationed as military officers during World War I. They were said to have taken Geronimo's skull and femur bones back to the tomb, their headquarters on campus at Yale.
Their fart closet?
And a recently located 1918 letter describing the grave robbery supports the story that this actually did happen.
My goodness.
So, yeah, more recently in 2009, the descendants of Geronimo sued Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
Like, because they're like a, they also have they're like a company, or like they're like
an entity. They're incorporated, I think.
Yeah, they have like a trust that
they do.
Is that the alumni
put together.
Because they have to have like ownership of the buildings on campus and stuff like that, like the real estate itself. So they have to have like an entity, a company that owns.
It's the William Russell Trust, one of the founders.
Exactly. So the descendants of Geronimo sued the trust, basically, of Skull and Bones, and charged that its members robbed the grave in 1918 and have kept the skull in a glass case ever since. But since nobody's like allowed access to like, actually know if that's true, like it's still like debated if this actually even happened. So the Apache warrior's heirs are seeking to recover all of his remains wherever they may be and have them transferred to a new grave at the headwaters of the Gila River in New Mexico, where Geronimo was born and wished to be interred.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, in 2010, U.S. District Judge Richard Roberts held that the law under which Skull and Bones was sued, which was the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act, only applies to grave robberies that took place after its enactment in 1990.
What? That's so dumb. Why?
Absolutely insane. Just true fucking bullshit.
Especially because this is so high profile. Also, I've heard that
like everything that happened, because like all the grave robbing probably was happening before then. Like people were taking like
who's robbing graves after 1990? Not a lot of people, I would imagine.
So these poor like descendants of Geronimo are just like tried to go up against like very powerful people, and they did not recover.
That's the fucked up side of this stuff.
So back to how these secret societies are very exclusionary to everybody except for white dudes. Like all other Yale senior societies, Skull and Bones membership was almost exclusively limited to white Protestant males for most of its history.
Which is also who went to those schools, probably to a large degree.
For a very long time, yeah. So Yale itself, the school, like you're saying, had very exclusionary policies, which were directed at particular ethnic and religious groups. But the senior societies were even more exclusionary because they could do whatever they want. They could let in whoever they want. They could write their own bylines. They could make up their own rules and say, like, we want this person, not that person. Like, and it didn't go against anything. So, so while some Catholics were able to join such groups, Jews were not. Once they allowed Jews into the school, like, Jews and Catholics couldn't join the secret societies, most likely. Some of these excluded groups eventually did enter Skull and Bones by means of sports, because they like to tap standout athletes. And, eventually they were like, well, there's only one captain of the football team this year, and he's a Jew. So
let him in.
So like the first Jewish player at at Yale, Al Hesberg, who is in the class of 1938, joined or was like tapped to join Skull and Bones. And then African-American player Levi Jackson, class of 1950, turned down the invitation for the Berzelius Society, which is like
another fancy
another
one.
secret. Yeah.
To join the Skull and Bones?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he like turned down. He's like, no, y'all are racist. Fuck you. I'm
going to join this other racist one. But
no, I think it was like more science based and it was like Swedish or something. I don't know. I think he became like the CEO of like something like this guy.
Of course.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Everybody that is in this society is like either already high achieving or from wealth and very privileged. Like everybody goes on to be somebody. Like
100%.
It's a guarantee. That's what the promise is to each other, you know?
Yeah, to keep the boners up.
Keep the boners up.
But this is the thing that is so crazy to me, and I didn't realize. Yale didn't even allow women to attend until 1969. Like, women were not allowed to go to fucking Yale University until 1969.
It blows
the year
my
of our
mind.
Lord, 1969.
The year of, our parents were already born.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that far ahead of when we were born, honestly. It's like a little over a decade.
14 years before we were born.
It's so wild.
Insane.
It always was weird to me. Like, you hear about schools like Sarah Lawrence where it was like a women's only college, and it's like, that's so weird. Why did they need a women's only college? And it's like, oh, because you couldn't go to any of these
literally every single university did not allow women.
Yeah. Ugh.
For a very long
hate it.
But yeah, anyway, so okay, so obviously Yale didn't let women in, but then they did in 1969, and that prompted many other secret societies on campus to allow women to come and join their clubs.
Yeah.
But not the Bones.
I get it. I know why. They're fucking masturbating into coffins and calling each other
farting.
Uncle Toby and filling up their fart tomb. Like
they're like, we can't get ladies in here. We're never nobody will ever fuck us again if they see what we're doing in here. It's so embarrassing.
We have literally a century's worth of jizz in that coffin from everybody who's ever been initiated, and it is hardened. It is crusty. It is dusty at this point. We're gonna have to chip it off, and then where's the girls' jizz gonna go? We don't know, so we're not even gonna let them in.
Do girls have jizz? I don't know.
How will they add it?
So Skull and Bones remained fully male until 1992.
Wow.
These motherfuckers hated women so hard that they just continually blocked them, even though they were allowed. They were
in the school,
allowed on campus, and they were like joining other clubs. They were just like, no. They kept blocking them from joining. The Bones class of 71 attempted to try to tap women for membership, but it was opposed by the Bones alumni group, like that trust.
All the old dudes,
and they dubbed them the quote bad club and quashed their attempt. The quote issue, as it came to be called by Bonesmen, was debated for decades, literal decades.
Wow.
The issue was allowing women to join the club. So then the class of 1991 tapped 7 female members for membership in the next year's class, which caused a huge fight with the conflict and fight with the Alumni Association.
Oh my God.
These petty ass soft boy fucking dickheads in the trust changed the locks on the tomb so they couldn't get into their clubhouse, basically. They changed the fucking... Yeah. Anybody that was in that in the class.
This makes sense. So you're initiated as a junior and then you spend your senior year in it. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So like they went to go do their first, first
they're
meeting or whatever.
They're like, we're here. Uncle Toby called us. We're here to be initiated. And they're like, you're locked out.
No, you're not, bitch. Seats
yeah. Taken.
Literally. Yeah. They locked him out. So then, of course, they had to meet somewhere. So they met in the Manuscript Society building. Cool. A mail-in vote by members decided 368 to 320 to permit women into the society, but a group of alumni led by William F. Buckley obtained a temporary restraining order to block the move, arguing that a formal change in bylaws was needed. Like,
Oh my God.
You fucking idiot.
What an asshole.
Just such an asshole. But other alumni, such as John Kerry and R. Inslee Clark Jr., spoke out in favor of admitting women. They spoke out, and they even it made the newspapers, which was pretty uncommon for a secret fucking society.
Yeah.
So they had a second alumni vote in October of 1991, and everybody agreed to drop everything and allow the class of 92 to accept women. And then the lawsuit was dropped. A full fucking lawsuit. The fragility of these old ass white men, the alumni, is staggering. I can't.
I mean, this is the thing. The reason that that progress is hindered at every turn is because the super old white men in power don't want to give up power. And it's why? You're going to be dead in 3 years. Who gives a shit?
And they hide behind this bureaucracy,
right.
We just the bylaws, we're gonna sue you if you try to. It's all you have to do is say no. Yeah, it's just fucking words written in a paper. It doesn't need, come on, fucking, I know, just do it. Who cares? So ridiculous. Nobody cares.
Not that I would want to be in this fucking bullshit society. No. It's also dusty cringy. As hell. It's dusty as hell. It's so ridiculous. I don't need to be hearing about people's sexual escapades.
And it's so weird. The whole Geronimo thing, is so upsetting to me. If that is, if it allegedly is, I think it's true. That this secret society made up of white men would steal an indigenous person's.
But of course they would.
They just own everything. Of
course they would. That's a conquest for them. It's so disgusting. And I listened to the Armchaired and Dangerous episode about secret societies, and they talk a lot about Skull and Bones. It's a very good episode. I listened to it twice. I'd already heard it, and then I listened to it again today for this stuff. Mm-hmm. And they even said that, I think there was some sort of meeting where, the Skull and Bones Society, brought a skull that they had and were yeah, this is it. And they tested it, and they're that's not it. So and then it's well, yeah, it's a secret society. You're not allowed in. You'd need a fucking warrant and shit to get in there. Yeah. It's how is no judge allowed that yet? If there's because enough the judges evidence, they're all fucking Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
Or they're benefiting from Skull and Bones, and they're in some other fucking secret society at some other elite Ivy League school.
And that's a conspiracy theory we're going to talk about in another episode.
Oh, maybe my gosh.
A bonus episode on the Patreon. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. There's so much to talk about with this. It's so and
the rabbit holes are crazy. We're only giving you the basic info. There's so much shit with this. It's crazy.
And something about this just tickles my brain in a really fun way. And I want to read all the books that woman wrote the Atlantic article. And her name is Alexandra Robbins. And I'm just so intrigued by all of this because it truly is. It just connects these dots where you're just how does society continue to function the way it functions? How does Congress, how does our Senate, how do all these forms of government continue to function the way they function when overwhelmingly the population says, I don't want that. And it's because of shit like this. It's because they're all protecting each other's interests, and it's all a bunch of fucking handshake fraternity boner bullshit.
And it's that whole entire mindset of it's always been this way, so that's how it is. It can't change because that's just how it is.
Well, it can't change because that will affect me and my interests. I mean, that's ultimately what it is. So
truly.
It's wild but fascinating.
And it just goes to show that even wealthy and powerful people are goofy as fucking hell and have
money can't buy your class. Or whatever this is.
Money can't buy your glass. Yeah. Countess Luann. Yeah.
Yeah. Just because all your daddies have money doesn't mean your tomb ain't shit. It's no one. We don't care about your dusty ass tapestry.
Also, I think they own like an island or something.
They do, yeah. Deer Island.
Deer Island. And it's just like some like rundown ass fucking like.
Of course it is.
Like gross. Like, and it's like, that's a whole fucking island. Like people could live there. Like give that shit up, you fuckers.
I know. I really want someone to infiltrate this, like that guy infiltrated the stonemasons, William Morgan, or the Freemasons. And I want to find out stuff because it's like, oh, people like probably clean and cook and stuff in the tomb and like have seen shit and could report.
There's extras that do the like ceremony.
Oh no, those are alumni.
Oh, okay.
Extras, like they're like calling like a talent agency. They're like, we need all your like thickest, shortest people because we need those little devils or whatever they had talked about. Is Danny DeVito free? All right. Well, wow, we talked a lot, but it was so fun.
I love it. Oh
I know.
My God. Yeah, you guys read all about it. It's great. Watch The Skulls with Joshua Jackson.
And report back because we didn't watch that shit.
No, I didn't watch that shit. I support him.
Yeah.
And his gorgeous wife, Jodie Turner-Smith. But yeah, I don't want to pay $4 for that. Sorry, not sorry. All right. Well, follow us on social medias. Let us know what you thought about this episode. Let us know if you have a topic idea for a future episode or like a spin-off of this, like other secret society. Let us know if your grandfather was in Skull and Bones.
Oh my God.
Or another secret society. I want to know.
I'm not related to. I don't know anyone who is in this.
Yeah, I have family members that are in secret societies, but they're like dumb as fuck. They're like not even. It's just so stupid. It's just like a bunch of dudes getting together and farting, like literally. Like, I think that's what it is. So.
Oh my God. I hate them all, but is it because I can't join? We'll never know. Yeah. Okay. So follow us at DTFU Podcast, all the platforms. Check out our Patreon, like we said in the beginning.
Yeah. And I think that's it. I don't have anything else. Just be excellent to yourselves.
And your fart jar. And each other. Okay.
Fart jar binks. Oh, Lord.
Oh, my God. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.